What's going on, guys? Gamer Dude back once again with some more informative gaming news. But before we begin, y'all know the routine, or at least I hope you do by now. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. Now then, oh dear, what can I say? Rockstar Games, you have once again not outdone yourselves. As you may or may not have heard by now, Red Dead Redemption, the original Red Dead Redemption plus Undead Nightmare, are coming to next generation systems this month on the 17th. However, it is absolutely nothing to be excited about. Yes, Rockstar have indeed been lazy and decided to just make the game a port instead of actually remaking or remastering it. I guess after the disaster that Grove Street Games put them through with the original GTA trilogy, they just decided it would be easier to do a port over. So basically, instead of, well, this is just their audacity making us pay near enough full retail price for a game that's older than GTA 5 at this point, that we could just fire up the old PS3 and play for free. Hell, you could go onto your Xbox Series X if you're playing it on Xbox and get it on the Xbox store for 15 quid. And they're charging nearly 60. Nearly 60 quid for a game that's older than GTA 5. I mean, I guess I can't say I'm surprised, considering what they did with GTA 5, releasing it 3 times and charging full price 3 times. The first time, fair enough, that was released. Second time, maybe it's acceptable, but they could have lowered it a little bit. Third time, that's just pure greed. That is just, wow. But anyway, yeah, it's safe to say that fans are protesting the release. They're calling it overpriced, especially considering it's lacking new features, plus features it already had. They are not bringing back the original Red Dead Online, and yet they are not going to support Red Dead Online 2. So it's a bit of a joke, really, because this is not the remake fans were hoping for. Of course, it's been newly announced. It's coming out on PlayStation and Nintendo Switch. But it could have been a cause for celebration among the game's dedicated community. But instead, fans are up in arms over the news. Rockstar revealed that 2010's Red Dead Redemption and its Undead Nightmare expansion are coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 17th of August. And the physical editions of the game will be coming out on October 13th. Rockstar is calling the port a conversion rather than a remaster or remake, and the company is, as I mentioned earlier, charging almost full retail price for this iteration of the game. Now, why the hell would anybody want to do this when you can just fire up your old consoles and play it for free? I mean, well, technically it's not free because you bought it when it first came out, but you see where I'm coming from. It's just, why? I honestly, I am baffled by this, and Rockstar Games have really not been giving us the attention that we deserve. Rockstar Games was once the pinnacle of the gaming world. It was the top of the list. It was up there with EA Games and Activision back in the day. In fact, it was even more popular. And now, it's just all about the cash. It's just all about the money. All they've been doing for the last 10 years is pushing that one cash cow, Grand Theft Auto 5. With the exception of Red Dead Redemption 2 getting released, they haven't given us anything new. There's not even been any news on anything new from Rockstar Games. And frankly, it's disappointing because, as I said, Rockstar Games was once the top of the food chain, the pinnacle of the gaming world. And now they're just money hoarding, money grabbing twats. or if you're one of my American viewers, twats. Yeah, that we pronounce it twats. You pronounce it twats. Emphasize the A next time you're using that curse word, guys. But yeah, players on social media are naturally upset about Red Dead Redemption's price and the fact that it's missing multiplayer, also the lack of a PC release. It doesn't help matters that rumours about a Red Dead Redemption remake have been flying around for a number of weeks following a fresh rating from the game in South Korea. Fans did indeed get their hopes up for a full-blown remake. I admit, I would have bought it again if there was a remake, because I thoroughly enjoyed Red Dead Redemption 2, and it did make me, after I'd played it the first time back in 2018, replay the first Red Dead game. So if they did a remake or a remaster of it, I would have definitely bought it again, just for the high standard graphics. That would have been it. But yeah, fans did get their hopes up for a full-blown remake, with many clamouring for a version that would put the original in line with Red Dead Redemption 2, or in a similar manner to how The Last of Us Part 1 is now visually similar to The Last of Us Part 2. So that's, not what Rockstar is delivering. Instead, fans are extraordinarily disappointed that Red Dead Redemption on PlayStation 4 and Switch appears to look, identical to the original PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, with all of its problems and glitches and bugs therein. Rockstar also didn't announce a 60 frames per second support for the new port, so it's going to run dismally. Let's put it nicely, dismally. But this leads fans to believe it will run at the original game's 30 frames per second. The problem became even more glaring when the community realized that Red Dead Redemption is already playable, as I mentioned earlier, on the Xbox Series X in 4K. It's also available on the PS4, I believe. You can re-download it on the PS4 as well. But this issue has been quickly pointed out online. I've got a tweet up here. It says, Red Dead Redemption runs at 4K on Xbox Series X at 1440p on the Xbox Series S via the Hauchi method. So it's there. They just decided to be lazy and think, nah, you know what, we'll just give you the same game and charge you the same price. So it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, thanks to the Xbox's more robust backwards compatibility, which is the only thing I agree with on Xbox compared to PlayStation, the backwards compatibility. Red Dead Redemption has been accessible on Microsoft platforms for years. This new release is not coming to the Xbox, but that's surely because the original 360 version is available right now on the Xbox Store, as I said, for about 15 quid. In addition, the price tag attached to the new PS4 and Switch versions doesn't look great to the price tag that's currently voided over it on the Xbox Store, as well as the PlayStation Store, actually. Because even PlayStation now, even on the PlayStation 5, there's a PlayStation Classic selection. And I'm pretty sure Red Dead Redemption is on there. The original Red Dead Redemption, that is. An Xbox player has posted something on the Mythical Lands of Reddit. He says, I bought the Game of the Year edition for $10 to play at 4K on my Xbox One. $50 for a simple port on a 13-year-old game is something else. One user also wrote, really sad day when the top post on Reddit is Red Dead Redemption, don't buy. And I have to agree. Don't buy it. Don't give Rockstar the satisfaction, because there's no satisfaction to be had. It is just another cash cow. It's just another excuse for them to say, yeah, we've got nothing new for you at the moment, so here's something that's over 10 years old and just have that. But yeah, we've not done anything to it. It's the same game. We're just going to charge you full price. Nah. You've cocked up Rockstar. I really do think Rockstar have lost their fan base at this point. Even if, say, GTA 6, for example, was to be announced next week, I really don't think the fan base is going to care. because this is really kicking us in the nuts. But yeah, unlike most ports, this particular port is skipping PC entirely, where Rockstar has still not officially released Red Dead Redemption. Now, fans are calling the port, as I've said myself, a cash grab, with one of the top posts today on the Reddit forums reading, Red Dead Redemption, don't buy. Now, I would say if you want a proper remake or remaster, then just do it. You know, don't release the original game and call it new, because it's not. It's the same game that I can just fire up my PS3 for, or Xbox players can fire up their Xbox Series X4 or Xbox 360 and play the original. I mean, you're not exactly missing out on anything if you don't buy the new version, because you've already got it. It's the same game. But yeah, those posts that I mentioned point out that the port appears to lack significant graphical and FPS enhancements, and is missing the original multiplayer mode, which is arguably better than Red Dead Redemption 2's multiplayer mode, considering Rockstar gave up on it entirely because they weren't making real-world money off of it, unlike GTA Online. And, of course, today's announcements also birthed plenty of memes, as some made jokes of the fact that Red Dead Redemption is coming to the Nintendo platform for the first time. I mean, there's a really funny one flying about out there. It's kind of like a sock puppet head on some cowboy boots with a cowboy hat. It's hilarious. You've got to see it for yourself. Obviously, I can't feature it due to copyright and licensing and whatnot. But yeah, what do you guys think? Because I really do think Rockstar has ultimately fallen from grace with this. They've lost all credibility with me. You know, I mean, they could, like I said, they could announce GTA 6 next week, and I simply wouldn't care. Like, nah, too little, too late. You know, a 16-year-old kid in his parents' basement delivered more news on what Rockstar are actually doing than Rockstar have given us in the last 10 years. That's all Rockstar have done in the last 10 years is release Red Dead Redemption 2. That's it. There's been no news, no announcements, no this is coming after Red Dead 2, or this is coming soon, or you can expect this on so-and-so date. Nothing. Complete and utter silence. A 16-year-old kid did more for us than Rockstar have done for us in the last 10 years. And I thank that kid. A lot of people will hate on me for thanking him, but he's done more for us than what Rockstar have done. Can't deny that. But yeah, again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think, because this is Rockstar's biggest boo-boo, in my opinion. You know, Rockstar was once the pinnacle of the gaming world. You know, they were on top of absolutely everything. And now they've just completely fallen from grace. But I kind of expected more from it. You know, I kind of had a feeling that this was coming, but I thought it was coming on a much larger scale. You know, I thought it was going to be a full remaster, or at the very least a remake, and nothing. You know, it's really not even worth buying. You know, for the lack of the multiplayer alone, it's really not worth buying. You know, when you can just fire up your PS3 or your original Xbox or your Xbox Series S and just play it that way. Not to mention, if you're a PC player, I know I've voiced my opinions on PC players, but they are still gamers. You can't play it. And it's a bit unusual for Rockstar to not include another cash cow, really, because them releasing it on PC, it would sell. Because, you know, modders. But yeah, I think Red Dead Redemption's original multiplayer, it had all kinds of fun modes, you know, more than what Red Dead 2 had to offer. You know, it had modes ranging from co-op gameplay to full PvPs, and given the existence of Red Dead Online, I guess it's not all that surprising that Rockstar would elect to exclude the older multiplayer, but they could have, merged them somehow and, just says, right, well, okay, we've openly stopped support for Red Dead Online, but everything that was featured in the original Red Dead Online will now come to Red Dead Online 2. That would have worked for me, and I think it would have revived Red Dead Online as well, because a lot of players have just given up on that completely because there's nothing to do in it anymore. But I also imagine, in some kind of defense, I'm not giving them any full credit, I'm just giving them a little bit of defensive here. I do imagine remaking a whole ass series of multiplayer modes alongside a massive single player story would be a lot of work for a company that's probably also possibly working on GTA 6 at this point. Or at least at some point during this century. But yeah, I'm not holding it completely against them, but they have utterly let us down. The good news, though, and it's the only thing to come out of this, Undead Nightmare comes with it. And that's fantastic. I loved Undead Nightmare. Anything zombie related, I absolutely adore. Unless it's first person. I can't really get the hang of first person zombie games. Not to say I don't like them, I just can't get the hang of them. But yeah, anyway, at least it comes with Undead Nightmare, which is great. If you do want to buy the game, it's entirely up to you. I do advise against it, but it's entirely up to you. If you can't be bothered playing your PS3, or you just don't own one anymore, or if you don't own a previous Xbox and you've got a new one, then fair play to you. Get it. Or if you're new to the franchise, if you started with Red Dead 2 and you want to see what the original's like, fair play to you. But for older gamers, for people who got it at launch, it's really not worth it, especially at the price they're asking. So just don't give Rockstar the satisfaction if you've already got the game. Just play the original and give Rockstar the finger, because that's what they're doing to us as gamers. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. So I want to thank you all for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Once again, y'all know the routine. If you are new to the channel, please make sure you smash that like button and drop me a subscribe, because it would just be your good deed of the day. Same applies if you are a returning viewer. So do stay tuned for future content, because don't worry, there is a lot to come from me. I know content's been lacking a little bit the last few weeks, but I've not really had anything to post as of yet, because after my recent move, I've not had much money, so I've not really had the financial capability to buy any new games. But that is now changing. I'm going to be getting the new Star Trek Resurgence game, the new Telltale game, The Expanse. I'm definitely going to be picking up the new Star Wars Jedi Survivor game. And of course, there's Spider-Man 2 coming in a few months. We also have expansions for Sonic Frontiers, Gran Turismo. There's a lot. In fact, Gran Turismo just got an update, which I have currently recorded a video on as of recording this, so I'll be uploading that soon as well. I'll be doing some more Alan Wake live streams as well, because that's really, at this moment, the only game I can actually live stream. But yeah, you get my point. I'm back, I'm not going anywhere, and I thank you all for your patience and support. So yeah, that being said then, this has been Gamer Dude. Happy gaming, and I will catch you all in the next one, guys.